crafters, and thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to be showing you the card that I created for Craft Roulette episode number 226. So we'll just pull the card in and go through each of the parameters, and I'll show you how I created this card. So here is my card, and the project had to be see-through. So originally I was going to do a shaker card, and I decided to use some vellum. And I found this vellum that has this like silver speckles in it that I fell in love with. So I ended up pulling in my tailor-made dies to make my tag. And so I am considering the vellum my see-through for the project. The colors had to be jungle, and as you can see on my screen, this is the color palette that I decided to use for my jungle. So I'm pulling in the reds and greens, and pretty much I think that's it. I mean, I have some flesh tone here on this little elf guy. So I am pretty much using, those colors from this color palette. So that'll take care of my jungle colors. And then the element had to be teach, teaches, or teacher, teachers. So the way I decided to do that is I think the sentiment that's on this card that says, "Don't get your tinsel in a tangle," is very good advice that can be taught to anybody who finds themselves all stressed out during the Christmas season. And so I'm going with this sentiment as being a wisdom wisdom sentiment where you can teach somebody. And then when you open it up, you're telling them what to do instead of getting their tinsel in a tangle. Just breathe. And so those images, so we've got the little elf that's all with the lights wrapped around him, and the sentiment comes from this Don't Stop Believing retired stamp set, and then the Just Breathe comes from the Colorful Seasons retired stamp set. And I pulled in for my sentiment again my happy little things so that I could die cut out the sentiment that I used here on the front of the card. And then I decided I wanted some shiny Christmas lights. So I pulled in my punch and some silver and red foil paper to do those. And then, since the sentiment says don't get your tinsel in a tangle, I went ahead and pulled in this really thin, looks like tinsel to me, but it's very, very thin. So what I did was I just continually wrapped it around and put it behind that little elf before I adhered him to the vellum. And then I also did a bunch of that here at the top for the top of the tag. And then I colored him in with we have these, they're not a color, they're like for flesh tones. So I did the 900 for his skin, and then the 1000 for his cheeks. Put a little bit of pinkish cheeks there. I did the light the Stampin' Blends Real Red for the lights. I did the Old Olive blends for his shoes and his hat. And I did the Mossy Meadow, and I pulled in both the light and dark and did a little bit of both. I did those on his outfit, and then I did the Cajun craze for that little piece there on his hair because I wanted it to be a little more reddish brown for his hair. And so that's how I did my coloring. And then for the strand of lights, the cord, I just pulled in my early espresso marker because that's the color that's in this paper as well. And just did it with that because the Stampin' Blends were too thick to do that. And then the paper in the background, this plaid paper, I pulled that in from this retired paper pack, which is called Under the Mistletoe. And just use this plaid paper right here. So I think I've covered all the products that I use. I did my stamping in early espresso, and obviously I stamped him with the Memento Tuxedo Black because I was going to be using alcohol markers. And there we go. We've got Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle and Just Breathe. Oh, but then I'm missing the random parameter of Tangle. And that is basically in the sentiment and based on that tinsel that's tangled behind him there. And then obviously the Christmas lights that are tangled around him. So there we go. Got all my parameters covered for Craft Roulette episode number 226. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and this card. And if you did, you can show me your joy by giving this video a thumbs up. Okay, well, until my next video, have fun crafting. And remember, choose joy. And may God bless you all. Bye-bye.